suddenly now we're friends. So my little sister's 15th birthday is coming up, and I'm not really sure what to get her. She's kind of in that phase where she thinks everything's stupid and no one understands her. So I want to get her something cool, but also age appropriate. So I know it's a little expensive, but I think I'm just going to get her that abortion she's been begging my parents for. It's like all she talks about. Dad, I need this abortion. Please, Dad, I'll never ask for anything else. My life is over if I don't get this abortion, you know? So I was like, Dad, are you going to get her the abortion? He's like, no, we already got her that cashmere sweater she needed so badly last year. She doesn't like it, she can return it and use the money to get all the abortion she wants. So I'm going to buy this round, so to speak, and get Sis the abortion. Do abortion clinics sell gift certificates? I've never actually been inside one. I usually just wait in the car. My girlfriend's birthday was actually a few weeks ago. I'm not going to tell you what I got her, but let's just say I gave it to her twice that night. Okay, that's how you do it. I got her insulin. She's in a diabetic coma, so... I don't actually have a girlfriend, that's just an affectation for the bit. I don't really actually have a lot of girls coming up to me and hitting on me. I do actually get hit on a lot by gay men though, which I'll take it, you know, it's flattering. But when you're straight getting hit on by gay guys, it's kind of like getting your paycheck in Canadian money. Like, yeah, you got paid, but you gotta go somewhere you don't want to if you plan on spending it. Sometimes you can like cash it in for sex with a gay friend's fag hag, but the exchange rate's really bad. And also, if you know, have a menagerie of gay friends and you have sex with their fag hag and treat her like shit and don't call her, they're all gonna start really hating you. And I don't know if you know this, gay men are very creative and cruel-hearted, and the last thing you need is a bunch of them conspiring to destroy your life over Sunday brunch, especially when there's free mimosas involved. But it's interesting, because if it was a bunch of straight guys and you had sex with their female friend, it would probably make you their leader. Because gays and straights, you know, it's a little different. If a priest blesses a rain cloud, will that cloud rain holy water? Because I think that'd be a good way to get rid of all the vampires running around the city. Might not work on the really powerful vampires, though. What are they called again? Hasidim? But I'll tell you, 9/11. I can't even eat Twix bars anymore because it reminds me too much of that. It really hits close to home for some people if you live here. But I think no matter where you're from, no one will ever forget where they were on September 11th, 2009, when Jeter broke the fucking record, right? Am I right? Fucking amazing! Most hits ever, no asterisks. I'll never forget where I was. I was at Brother Jimmy's Barbecue on 31st Street. The game was on the TV, a bunch of us were at the bar. Fucking awesome, man. And then they started replaying it over and over and over again. Kind of like something else I can't remember. I don't know, people. But I started feeling really bad for Lou Gehrig because he lost his title, and that guy just can't get a break. You know, but I did a little research, and it turns out Lou Gehrig did not discover Lou Gehrig's disease. He actually died from it. It's called ALS. They just call it Lou Gehrig disease because that's the only way the average idiot can relate to science. But also makes it a little more easy to acknowledge. So I was thinking, why don't they just have other diseases named after famous New York Yankees that had those afflictions, like instead of alcoholism, you could have Joe DiMaggio disease, or instead of beating your wife, I have Babe Ruth disease. Or would have 9/11 been a little easier to handle if thousands of people died from Thurman Munson disease? You know, that joke kills down to the hospital, so I'm not gonna... Or maybe it's just a coincidence. So, a lot of people come to New York with big dreams of becoming a Broadway star, and I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is. It takes a lot of discipline, you know, passion. A few years ago, a good friend of mine caught the theater bug, so to speak. You know, AIDS. But that doesn't stop him. I mean, he's still, well, he doesn't go on auditions so much anymore, but I'm going to end with a funny little story about my trip to Amsterdam. Has anyone here ever been there?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. The girl I went with wanted to go to Puerto Rico, but for me the whole point of the trip was to kind of go somewhere with less Puerto Ricans in New York City. So we went to Amsterdam. And marijuana is legal over there. And I was really not ready for how casual they are about it. There's like little kids selling weed on the train to raise money for the basketball uniforms. Every store has some sort of hippie name to appeal to the tourists, like the Purple Haze Dry Cleaners or the Dazed and Confused Battered Wife Shelter. You know, the Anne, well, fuck it, I'm not digging my way out of this one. The Anne Frank Museum is in Amsterdam, actually. Seems a little out of place in this otherwise surreal land of legal drugs and whores, but at some point there's not too much else to do in Amsterdam, so you find yourself standing around the Anne Frank Museum with a bunch of other really stoned, really kind of uncomfortable people, all silently trying to rationalize how inappropriate it feels to be baked out of your skull in such a somber place. It's like being at your drug dealer's funeral. And of course, because it's Amsterdam, the gift shop has a whole selection of Anne Frank-themed drug paraphernalia, including the bong, which I got, which is really cool. It's got this secret chamber you can hide your weed in. Thanks. I'm Bill Chambers.